Hey guys, in the last episode I got to test drive a solo electric car and it was awesome. Then I picked up the rare 2012 Coda EV that I bought and I planned to drive all the way across the country. It still had the original tires on it, so I replaced them first thing. So today Aaron and I are heading up to the car show in Malibu. We wanted to take the Coda, but the charger in the garage was broken, so I couldn't charge it up. It was fun though, and Jay Leno was there. That evening, I drove up the 405 to visit Brandon and Heather in Encino, and I started with 70% battery, and I thought that would be just fine, but nope. The car cut off at 54%, and after multiple dangerous attempts to get it moving again, I decided to call Carl, who I bought the car from. He came out and hooked the computer up to it, and from what I saw, it looked like it was a low cell in the battery pack, so he said to get it towed to a level 2 charger, and hopefully the 6.6 kilowatts will zap the cells back to life. I ended up sitting in the car for about 5 to 6 hours because the first tow truck was a no-show and didn't even call or anything to say he wasn't coming. So after about 3 hours of waiting, I called roadside assistance again and they apologized and lined up another driver. And it was a good thing because right after that, 2 fire trucks showed up and he pulled up beside me in this fire truck with all the lights going. He was like, "Hey, you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, electric car, battery's dead." He's like, "All right, tell them back there." And I turned around and there was a cop. He was throwing road flares everywhere. It was a huge scene. So I told him that there was a tow truck driver on the way. And because it was 35 degrees out, he made me sit in the back of his cop car to keep warm. Thanks, man.
No worries.
See ya.
Filming experience?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
And it was cool because I was pretty cold at that point. And so when the tow truck driver showed up, he was really excited. The first thing he said to me was, "Do you know what kind of car this is? I've towed hundreds of Teslas, but never a Coda." So I told him it was both of our lucky days then because I'm really glad he showed up to get me out of there and to a charger. So the closest one to where I'm going is the Encino Public Library, so we headed that way.
Like a boss.
Dude is super cool. So thank you to Airport Automotive Center. You guys are great. Your dude here is amazing. So after the first 45 miles, this is where I am.
Oh, cool. That's the right one.
J1772.
All right, dude. Thanks so much.
All right, now I gotta figure out how to charge this thing.
So there's the gas handle.
That pops this open, and then okay, and then how does this come out? Oh, like that. Okay. Is it doing it? Wow. It's doing it. That's so cool. I think. Yep. Alright, it's charging 0.004 kilowatt hours into it already. Oh god, this is gonna take forever. Oh man, it's 2:30 in the morning. Okay, let's hope that works. 4-hour charging station, that's all it should take. Oh man, I just woke up. I maybe got 3 or 4 hours of sleep. I don't know, it was so cold. So I let the car charge, and at 6 in the morning it finally charged up, or I woke up and it was charged, so I got in, turned the heater on, got another hour of sleep, and the heat feels great. So the battery's at 92% now, and I'm okay with that because I'm just gonna go to my friend's house and then try to sleep for a little bit longer, and then I'll come back in the middle of the day and charge it up fully and then go where I need to go. But man, I'm tired. I can't wait to get a full night's sleep, and hopefully this car does not leave me stranded again. Alright, just got back in the car and I have 91% battery, but this meter is not working anymore that shows me how well I'm driving, how much battery I'm using. I don't know why this is not working anymore. If it's giving me this many problems,
already, and I've just driven it 46 miles. I don't know how I'm gonna make it 2,600 miles across the country. I'm a little worried about it, honestly. All right, well, it just finished charging. It was at 90%. I just wanted to top it off just to try to balance these cells on a level 2 charger and put 5.6 kilowatts into it. That's pretty good. Didn't take very long, so. All right, come on. Please work properly. God, this thing's still not working. Man, that sucks.
Got the ready light.
And it looks like it's driving. I'm just gonna head down towards Carl and see if we can work out some of these kinks. So when this gauge is not working, the regen doesn't work. So I let off on the gas and it just kind of cruises. It doesn't regenerate electricity, it feels like. It doesn't have that grab. So that's a huge thing. Man, I really hope we can get this worked out. I've been driving for a while, it still says 100%, so I don't know if that's broken. Steering wheel's huge. I feel like I'm driving a bus. Suspension's rough.
I met up with Carl so he could check the Coda over one more time before the big trip tomorrow. The car has cut off on me a few times, so we're hooking up to the computer again to see if we can figure out what it is.
Coda, yeah. That's tight.
That's how we want it.
This is the service connector I was talking about. This right here is the looping. So the battery right and left are connected by this. Battery is Energy CE. It pretty much was part of Coda.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Coda bought Energy CE, and it was part of their division.
So much room without all the exhaust.
Yeah, no exhaust, right?
That's so cool.
There's no coolant that runs through the batteries. It's all passive system. The coolant lines are pretty much on the side of your car. One right here, and the other one's right here. Okay? They all go to the back of the car to the modules in the trunk. You know where the spare tire would go?
Okay.
You have the DC module, you have the charger module.
Okay.
And that's for the coolant.
So all that stuff is in where the spare tire should go? Because this is clearly made for a spare tire.
Right. Yeah, right.
Next I went to AutoZone to check the 12-volt battery.
Bad?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Because that means all these problems I'm having is because of that. Thank you.
Yeah.
I bet you've never heard somebody so happy to have a bad battery, huh? Okay, so the battery's at 11.5 volts, so it's definitely a problem. So we're gonna go ahead and get a new one in it. I really hope that solves all of these issues. That is gonna be incredible. And then we'll go ahead and get on the road maybe tomorrow or something. That AutoZone didn't have the battery for my car. This car takes a Mazda Miata battery, and they didn't have one, so I came to another AutoZone, and so I'm just gonna pop this thing in. Here's the new one, and here's the old one. It looks like there's a little fluid coming out here. I've never even seen these tubes before, so I don't know. It came with new ones, so I guess I'll put
These
them
tubes
on.
are for the off-gassing when charging lead-acid batteries.
All right, got the old one out, and the new one in. So glad I brought this headlamp. I knew I would probably need it, so I grabbed it off the boat, and I'm glad I did. I'm at Walgreens now. There's this free charger, Volta, and we are currently at 60% battery, and now I'm going to see how long it takes to charge it with this stopwatch. And then once I know that, I can try to do some math, and hopefully I'll make it back to the East Coast this year. Oh, it's so close, come on. It's like at 100. I guess it's just balancing the cells. Should turn off any minute.
This person has been playing with rocks for about an hour.
60 to 100% took 2 hours and 23 minutes. That's ridiculous. Okay, well this is it. It's finally happening. A 2,600 mile road trip across the country and this 2012 Coda EV. I can't take the battery below 30%, so that's probably gonna be about 80 miles. It's gonna be a lot of stops. It's gonna be really cold at night. I'm here in Marina Del Ray, California. So going coast to coast, my destination is the Space Coast, Florida. I've only put 100 miles on this. I wish I would have been able to test it a lot more, but I have no more time, so I gotta hurry up and do this. The tires that were on it were dry rotted just from being so old. They still had tread, but the sides were cracking. I got these tires because they were 19 pounds and most of the other ones in this class were 21 pounds. And I feel like the less weight, the easier it is to turn. So hopefully I'll get better gas mileage. Also, Carl is like the only person in this country that services these things. He says he can mail me any parts and that's pretty good. I'm a little nervous, of course, because I'm gonna be going through the desert and there's a lot of stretches without a level 2 charger. A regular wall outlet will also charge it, but it takes twice as long and it doesn't balance the cells as well. There will be times I have no other choice but to charge it by wall. So these are things I'm gonna have to learn along the way and just kind of feel this car out. There's a Toyota dealership about 50 miles away on the 10, and I'm going to try to stop there. I think I can get there and hopefully they have an open charger, because that's one other thing that I'm worried about is there's going to be a lot of chargers that I get to that are broken or they're occupied. Something like this, you can't have a schedule. It's similar to the boat because you don't know what's going to happen. And hopefully I don't end up having to get towed. I feel like I will probably have to get towed. Hopefully the batteries will come back to life and I won't have a problem like I did on the 405 the other night. Like Carl said, this car loves to be driven, so just drive it as much as possible. And I told him no problem. 100 down as test miles and yeah, 2,600 to go. So I don't know, let's get to it. I need to get this thing washed. It's nice to see a bunch of boats again though. Oh, and a Lotus. I'm gonna try to be as efficient as possible with this car. As much as I want to gun it, I'm not going to. Green screen showing 100%.
Alright, it's time to get on the road and head towards the Atlantic Ocean. So my plan is to take Interstate 10 pretty much the entire way. I'll be using the PlugShare app to find charging stations, wall outlets, and people who will let you charge at their house in case of emergency. This car is a 2012 Coda EV, and they only sold 117 of these before going bankrupt a year later. It has 31 kilowatt hours of lithium iron phosphate batteries that would be perfect to use in the catamaran and the RV. Except for the bad cells, of course. Oh, and if I lose the one and only key to this car, I can never get a new one, making it a giant paperweight at that point. I asked Carl what people do when that happens, and he said they just buy another one and use the old one for parts, so I better not lose this key.
Okay, so as I was going up that big hill, the charge light came on, just like what happened when it cut off on me the other night going up the 405. So there was like a little orange lightning bolt right there that comes on. Luckily it's off now. I pulled over on this exit because I was right here, but I was going up that hill and it had no shoulder. There was no shoulder, so I would have been in really bad shape. Place that I was trying to get to, the Toyota dealership, is 8 miles away and I'm at 66% battery. This is a little bit worrisome because I should be able to get more than 45 miles out of a charge. I'm hoping these batteries can get conditioned and they just come back to life, because this is pretty rough. So I'm gonna keep going and try to make it there. Come on, car. Come on. See if that charge light comes back on. I've been going really slow and I get much better mileage, of course, when I go like 35 or 40 miles an hour. I'm just hoping it works. Oh my God. hopefully there's not a lot of incline. Okay, I made it over the hill. I'm only doing just over 40, got my flashers on. Oh, just gotta make it to this charger. Just gotta regen down this hill, try to charge it back up. The motor's green, so that means it's regen. So hopefully get some more juice out of this. And it zaps the batteries back to life. Gosh, that's a cool view. Oh, I made it. There is the Toyota dealership. Awesome. All right, let's find this charger. I was gonna try to make it to a further charging station, but since that charge light came on going up the mountain, I am not trying to risk it. Where is this charging station? The pictures looked like it was right around here. Oh, yep, there it is. Hey, how's it going?
Okay, come in here.
Yes, awesome.
Plug in.
Oh, thank you guys. Am I good?
Yeah,
Okay,
perfect.
awesome. So this is my first stop,
Where are you going?
Florida.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man.
Jesus.
Trying to get this thing 2,600 miles. I've only gotten 50 and the charge light came on. All right, I made it to the charger with no problems. I did not run out of power. Now I just need to do this, I'm thinking 50 more times. If I can only get 50 miles out of a charge, this is gonna be a lot longer trip than I thought. But hopefully the battery's condition, and if I don't have any mountains and it's not really cold, hopefully I can get a better range. But how cool is this place? They were really nice, even though I don't have a Toyota. They let me charge here. The guys are awesome. Had a really cool sunset. Thank you guys at Claremont Toyota. And I'm going to continue charging this up. I should get something to eat. Maybe I'll do that. All right, the car finally finished charging. It took another 2.5 hours for 40%, so I feel like that's pretty good. Now another, I think 50 or 40 miles to the next location. God, I was so hungry. I just crushed 2 quarter-pounders. It was buy one, get one free, and I thought I was gonna save one for later, but I didn't. Oh man, all right. I shouldn't have to eat for another couple days.
In the next episode, I try to make it to the Arizona border, and the struggle is real.